What's up? I'm Noelle at Noelle's Notions, and this is Fame by the Flame with my cousin Vinny and Mike Diamond.
Hey, what's up?
You guys always are entertaining. I mean, holy crap. You guys have a full week of stuff that you guys have going on all the way from Golden Bear to Lowbrow. Do you want to tell us a little bit about those kind of nights that you guys have?
Yeah. Well, I know Golden Bear, we're basically there every Saturday for back bar, in the back bar. Every third Wednesday of the month, we're in the front bar for off Wednesday. And then we have Lowbrow too, right? Lowbrow?
Every second and fourth Thursday.
Yeah, every second and fourth Thursday, Lowbrow for Flavors. That's our party called Flavors over there.
Yeah.
And that's mainly the main rotation of things, other than like one-offs here and there and bigger events. So.
And speaking of the names of these, obviously back bar, you know, because the Golden Bear, the back bar are pretty tight knit. But Flavors, how did you guys come up with that? And I love the posters of all kind of like the vintage anatomy. How did you guys think of that?
Oh man, you remember that one?
We made like a mood board, and then we just kind of went with it. We just put a bunch of stuff together, a bunch of different images that were things that inspired us and things that we kind of wanted the night to entail, and then we just kind of went for it.
Yeah. Lowbrow, they're pretty good with their in-house designers too. They definitely did a lot of the design work and stuff.
You're sweating.
I know. It's
He's
really sweating. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I sweat really easily, by the way. I'm not nervous.
It's the enthusiasm, I think. Is
right,
you know,
Well, I may fan myself occasionally.
Well, I mean, I saw you sweating when you're in DJing. There's this past week too over at Jalisco's, right?
Yes, Jalisco's. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. That was fun. It was a little day party vibe. Thing going on. Hoping to do more stuff like that in the future.
Do you guys do a lot of day parties, or is this one of your first ones?
We're doing one this Saturday at Golden Bear.
What do you know?
Yeah, I know. That was actually a really good time. Yeah. But yeah, we're having a day party this Saturday at Golden Bear, and then the next Saturday after that. So yeah.
Correct.
Perfect. And what time?
Ooh, I want to say from 5 to 9 p.m.
5 to 9 p.m.
5 to 9 p.m., but we may do it earlier.
Oh, sweet.
Actually, I don't want to do it earlier.
I just learned that.
All right. Well, fans, come out earlier so we can get the vibe going and start it before 5. But otherwise, you said this Saturday from 5 to 9 p.m. and then next Saturday at 5 to 9 p.m. at Golden Bear.
Correct.
Cool. So that they can catch you guys there.
And it's basically going to be a double whammy because right after that is back bar from 10 until when the bar closes.
Yeah. So they get a whole night full of you guys.
Pretty much. So all our friends, you have options. There's no excuse for not going out tonight.
Exactly. No, you guys have to go out, definitely, and watch them. I mean, you guys are amazing and such a dynamic duo. And speaking of which, how did you come together? Like, I'm really curious. Just lifelong friends who like to party?
You know what's funny is like...
I'll let you say that one.
You know what's funny is, this is a story, right? I don't talk that much. Most people just think I'm like this mysterious guy came out of nowhere. That's completely wrong. So, you know what's funny is when I first started doing this, I was the only one. Besides Sean Slaughter and like Crook, there was nobody else, you know? He was, I don't know what he was doing. And then one day, he came along and was like, hey man, you know, I see what you're doing. You know, can I hang out with you? And I was like, fuck no. So time progressed. Like about 2 years later, I was like, dude, he's just always there. He's always there. He's always there. He fucking wore me down. And I was like, all right, man, just come on. And then, you know, now where we're at. But yeah, it was really random. He really just walked up to me. I was at a party. And he was just like,
United States.
Yeah, it was the United States. Yeah, I was upstairs, like trying to hide from everybody, and you found me, and I was like, fuck, man. But I'm glad we did that, though. I'm glad we came together because I don't work with many people, but I think his union, his and our union, like we're pretty much like yin and yang. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I flip out, he stays calm. He flips out, I stay calm. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of how it works. But it's good to find somebody you can compliment, like. Especially like in business, because it's not always like that. It doesn't always work that smooth, you know. And luckily, you know, I just found a cool guy to work with. And then,
Well, and I'm glad that you guys had that stroke of luck and found each other because now we all get to enjoy your sound. And you guys do definitely do a really good job of kind of blending and playing off each other. When you guys performed at This Is Midtown, everyone was going, wow. What was your kind of feeling of that?
That was hella fun. That was a good time. It was a chance for us to play a lot of stuff. He used to throw this party back in the day. That's around the time we first kind of connected. Called Risque.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was his thing, right? And it was a chance for us to kind of play a lot of stuff that we used to play during those times.
Yeah.
It was like a revival of that. So it brought back a lot of nostalgia and a lot of memories.
Yeah, definitely like Blog House.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was cool seeing a lot of people that used to go to that party come out to that block party.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, it was just a moment of like full circle moment where everything kind of connected.
What interests me is how did you guys each come to your own? You know, how did you each develop as artists individually before you came together?
Shoot. Well, for me, I know I got started DJing when I was like around 13.
Okay.
For some reason, I just really wanted turntables. So my parents got me a pair for Christmas one year, and I just went crazy with it. Just got really into DJing, and that turned into making music. So that was around the time that, because Napster was really popular. So I downloaded some illegal software, Fruity Loops, and started making beats. And I just, from then, it was just, I was all about it. And fast forward to, you know, out of high school, still DJing here and there, and then that's when I met this guy, and just kind of just story just
so it all started that Christmas morning.
Pretty
the
much.
Turntables.
DJing in my room.
Mike, what about yourself?
I think for me, you know, I used to have like this little pink, little two-sided like tape recorder, and I would always like tape songs like off the radio and stuff like that, like DJ John St. John,
right,
96.1, 94.9, all that stuff like that. I'd always like make fun little mixes, and then eventually I started messing around with records and stuff like that, just a regular record player, and then eventually, you know, I got turntables and stuff like that. And I think like high school is when I went through my first party, and then so it was like 2003 or 4, and then it kind of just like, now I'm hello.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, what happened? You know what I mean?
So from that party in high school to, you know, now you kind of developed your sense of self and your sense of like, I guess like for both of you, more of a feeling of like wanting to entertain people and wanting to do it through a medium that people can really relate to via, you know, music or partying. Because I mean, at least for me, when I'm listening to music or I'm out partying, you know, your guard's down, you're very much relaxed, you're open to meeting new people, you're down to vibe with, you know, other people and be more open to stuff. I think maybe that's kind of what you guys are trying to create.
That's actually a good point. I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's all about, like I said, if you have good taste in music and you're confident in your taste, and like, you know, the first time like you maybe play a song for a friend and they like it, and you're like, oh wow, I want somebody, you know what I mean? And like, you know, you keep winning people over, then you want to share that, you know. And then after a while, it becomes less about you and it becomes more about like, hey, I want to make sure these people have a good time. Because the biggest thing what I realized with parties is like, these are landmarks in people's lives. These are when people meet their spouses. This is when people lose their spouses or whatever, like landmarks in people's lives before they go off to college or when they get back home, like whatever. And like people will remember these times, you know what I mean? I remember the people now that used to party with me a long time ago, and they're like, dude, I met my wife here, man, I met my husband here, and I'm just like, I'm so stoked. Like there's a lot of good that comes with it if you focus on those parts, you know what I mean? And I think that's why I do it too.
Well, it's cool to be an integral part of someone's life, you know, even long after, you know, that party ends or, you know, they're done listening to that song, you know, they can still have like essentially a piece of you with them for, you know, life, which I think is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's something to leave behind, and it's a big part of why I do what I do too. Just because, you know, I want to leave something behind, and for me, it's a lot of things. But with what Mike is saying, with parties and stuff, you're creating memories for people, and you can't put a price on that. You can't. Those are invaluable. You know, the memories are what we take with us when we leave this world. You know what I mean? We can't take anything else with us. And that's a big part of why I do the music stuff, because I want to leave that behind when I'm gone. You know what I mean? Any great musician or artist, you know, they have something to leave behind. And if it's good, which I hope it is, you know, then it leaves a positive impact. So there's a deeper meaning to what we do. It's not just about...
it's not just throwing down beats and chugging back drinks.
Right.
And, you know, speaking of legacy, now that you guys have really, you know, cornered the market in Sacramento for a lot of different locations, and now that you guys are coming up with, you know, residency at a new location, stay tuned, you guys, for that. Do you see yourself expanding like to any other areas, either, you know, down to SoCal, across the United States, or even internationally?
Definitely.
Yeah. And in the past, like, I've played a bunch of other places too, different states and cities and stuff like that. So I think, you know, we kind of just took a break to refocus and just collect ourselves. Especially me, I took a long break. So I think now I'm just repositioning myself to do that again. You know, I mean, go back out there with confidence and actually want to be there.
Yeah.
You know,
Sacramento will always be home base,
but
the world's a big place. You know what I mean? So, it's definitely going to be a lot of touring and traveling outside of Sacramento, California, and just the United States overall. So,
well, we'll definitely stay tuned and look forward to that, and maybe have some fans travel along with you guys, see you perform in some new places.
Yeah.
Speaking of fans, do you guys have any final thoughts for your fans or any shout outs?
Thanks for all the support. We love you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out to our parties.
Yep.
No, I was going to say that. So that's what's up. Yeah.
I wish I had a fan right now.
Yeah.
It's a little hot in this room. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it. Some words of wisdom from my cousin Vinny and Mike Diamond. Catch their parties, catch their performances Saturday, Thursdays, and their party this Saturday at Golden Bear, right?
Right.
Cool. And you can follow them on all social media channels and platforms via SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter, right? All those Facebook. Cool.
MySpace,
yeah, you still got that. Put them on your top 8.
Zanga,
Black Planet, Christian Mingle.
You can find them anywhere and everywhere in Sacramento.
Yes. We out here.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being on Fame by the Flame. And again, this is Noelle at Noelle's Notions with Mike Diamond and my cousin Vinny. Until next time.
Bye.